help to spread the gospel. In 2001, I came to this country for the first time, and I came to study. And when I came here, every time I was trying to look back about my history, not being raised up Orthodox, I am a convert from the Anglican Church. And when I converted to become Orthodox, it was not about having studied the history, having known the doctrines, but I converted to become Orthodox because of my parents, who are not Christians. And my parents did not want to follow us to the Anglican Church. But all the time they kept on saying, if we were to go to church, we would have gone to the church of Father Methodius. And Father Methodius was the Orthodox priest in the village. And they loved Father Methodius because, he was reaching out to the people. He knew how to talk to the people. He was close to the people. And so they loved him as a person, and they said, we would want to go to his church. And every time we asked them, can you go? And they said, we will go, but they were not going. So I discovered the secret that if I become Orthodox, they will follow me. and so that was in 1994. So I converted, became Orthodox, and when I became Orthodox, they received me, and Father Methodius is the one who received me. And then in 1996, Father Methodius recommended me to join the seminary school in Nairobi. And during that time, 96, my parents followed me to the Orthodox Church. And 97, they were baptized at the beginning of 97. At the end of 97, my father died. And when he died, of course, the pain and the sorrow of losing a loved one, but at the same time, there was joy that he died a baptized Christian, a baptized Orthodox Christian. The story is long, but 2001, I came to this country, something that I could never imagine, and who brought me here? Orthodox Christian Mission Center. They gave my bishop then scholarship, and my bishop picked me up and said, this is your scholarship, go and study. And when I came here, I studied, went back home, one thing led to the other. And in 2014, I was ordained as the assistant bishop of Archbishop Macarius in Kenya, because in Kenya we only had one bishop. Now we have 4. And in 2015, as Diana said, they sent me to the new Diocese of Nyeri, and we started working. And we will be able to explain that a little bit. But I just wanted to say, as St. Paul says in Romans 8:28, that all things work together for good, for those who love and they are called to his purpose. When Father Luke invited me last year that I would want you to come and speak to my students, the mission class at Holy Cross, I told him I would be willing to come. Then Dan came to know, okay, so you are coming to Boston, we will be there. And we will be actually having dinner, for the OCMC, and so he said, why can't you come and share? And I said, yeah, I'll be willing to come. And so that is what we say. All things work together for good for those who hope in the Lord, for those who love and are called to his purpose. And that's why we are here to share the love of Christ. And so I'm a practical example of what your giving is doing to the missions in the world. If it was not of the scholarship that I received from OCMC, and many others now who are also bishops in Kenya, in Africa, who came to Holy Cross, if it were not for the scholarship, we would not be here. Actually, I would not be here personally. Maybe I would not even come here. But I thank God because of your giving. May God bless you. Now, I was ordained in 1998 as a priest, so been around now in the altar for over 20 years, and I thank God for that. But the beautiful thing is, I am always looking up to what I can do for the people that the Lord has entrusted me to serve now as a bishop. And every time I know that I cannot do this alone, I always look up to the people whom the Lord has surrounded me with. And coming to Holy Cross to study for those 5 years opened every opportunity to have friends who are now clergy, some are not, but it has actually grown to be a big family. So that each and everything that I'm able to do in my assignment as a bishop, it is because of those who are always there to open their hands and give every gift through OCMC so that we can share the light of Christ, of the gospel of Christ to the people. And when I talk about the light, I want to give you this story so that we can actually look at the slides and then I explain. And if I take longer, don't blame me because that is how we do in Africa. But, you know, when I see what OCMC is doing over the years, and they have never stopped sharing the gospel of love to the people, it is because there is a power that is behind them, that is sending them and strengthening them and increasing their love and their gift to support the missions. And that power is the light of Christ. Or I should say, Christ himself who is behind every mission that is being done, not only in Kenya, but all over the world. My mother, who is now 95 years old, this is the story. She's 95 years old, and when she was young, she used to do her job, and the job was midwifery. You know, she's a very blessed midwife. And, you know, in the village, there is no electricity, there are no hospitals, so everything was done at home. Babies were delivered at home. And so one evening, a young man came to pick up my mom to go and deliver a baby. And she left. And in our culture as Africans, when the babies are being born, we don't stay around. We go far away and wait for the results. But now it was night. There was no way this young man could go. So he had to stay in the house to help my mom. And they were using these small lights, the lanterns. There is no electricity, so that was small light there. And so my mom, when the baby was coming, told this gentleman, can you please hold the light so that she could deliver the baby? And he took courage, and he had to hold the light. And the baby came. and my mom gave him the baby and told him, no, take care of the baby, then you take care of the other businesses over here. And this guy was very happy and looking at his baby, very happy, very excited. And when my mom was finishing up, he told him, bring the light. And when he took over the light, another baby was coming. And, this excitement was there, so the baby came. Now, twin babies now are there. My mom gave him the baby, and, he was looking at these two babies, very happy and very excited. And then, at some point again, my mom told him, bring the light. And he said, no way. I'm not going to bring the light anymore because the babies are being attracted by the light. A true story. A true story, And my mom told him, no, there are no more babies. I just want to finish up my work. And I always relate this story about what happens when we share the love of Christ with people. In the book of Isaiah, I think chapter 8 or 9, that says, the coming of the Messiah, so that those who are in darkness may see the light and come out of darkness. That is exactly what OCMC is doing. They go into the place of darkness, and when they light that candle of hope, that candle of love, those people will never again remain in darkness. This is what has happened in the diocese where I was. This is what is happening in the diocese where I am. And especially when we go up north to Turkana, to the people who are really typically cultural. And when we take the gospel there, when we go and we share the love of Christ with these people, when we go and we obey their own under the sun, there is no roof, and they look with their own eyes, that is the light. When we go and we share food with them, when we go and we give them clothes, when we go there and we dig boreholes, we dig wells for them so that they can have water, that is the light. How wonderful it is that since 1985 up to today, OCMC has never stopped sharing the gospel of love with the people who are in need. And OCMC is not OCMC without you. And we are all united together, working together for the glory of God. And it's so wonderful that sitting here and seeing these young people who are here, this is the generation that are also growing up so that they can also share the light now and in the future. And so, I want to share with you, I will be explaining the photos very quickly as we go, so that we don't take much time. But I'm really humbled and feeling blessed that I am able to serve the people, and I have prayed to God that He blesses me as young as I am, so that I can be able to reach out unto them when I'm still strong and when I can run. You know these two people. That is the Patriarch of Alexandria, Theodoros II, and the one speaking is on the other side. So we can continue. Now, this is the map of Kenya, and you can look very well. We are 4 bishops in Kenya. So you can see that, we have the Diocese Metropolis of Nairobi, we have the Diocese of Nyeri, where I was before. Then now we have the Diocese of Eldoret and Northern Kenya. And then on this other side, we have the Diocese of Kisumu. And And you can see the population that we have there, you know, in our diocese of Eldoret. We have 5,000 Orthodox Christians, and the area coverage is 90. And then we have the diocese and clergy here. We have, in my diocese right now, we have 42 priests, and we thank God for that. Yes, and you know, sometimes it's good to have good uniform. Okay. and here was my enthronement ceremony last year. Yes, and you know, that enthronement ceremony happened outside because we don't have a big cathedral for people to go in. So we went to the field. And that one is the patriarch over there. That is my mom, the midwife, between me and the patriarch there. She did not want to come to my enthronement. And then the last day she said, of course I have to go, I may die. Thank you. Now, this is the new Diocese of Eldoret, and we were beginning from the scratch, just like I did in Nyeri. So this one, the first one over this that has got no roof on it is the residence of the bishop, and then that one is the administrative block, where we have all the offices. Now, interestingly, this one is complete, the residence of the bishop, the other one is not yet complete. But all this is happening because of the donations from the people that give, so that we can establish a diocese headquarters. That is part of it. Now it is complete. This is the one that I showed you. And now the far right, that is now the residence of the bishop. And we have rooms also there for visitors. So if you want to come and do mission work in Kenya, in my diocese of Eldoret, you have a place to stay. And there is water. Now, this is Turkana. I told you about water. It's very important in Turkana. So, that is Father Martin washing his face. It's too hot, of course, in Turkana. And that is me over the other side. That's recently. But the beautiful thing about this project of drilling wells in Turkana is because you saw what Santi showed you, it is dry land, but there is water underneath. And so, when OCMC organized that they should give water to these people, the first mission that was done, the people in Turkana from the government discovered that we were only drilling water and leaving it open that way. So they came and they started putting, water tanks, storage tanks, and then they fenced it, and then they called their own project. So they were taking the project from us and owning it. So now we discovered the secret that when we drill, we need to own the land where we have drilled the well. So OCMC now is facilitating on the acquisition of land so that it is ours. And then we build a church there for that community. So there is the well over here, and then the church will be just next to it, so that we have the possession of everything there. And it is working out very well, and we thank God. For these people to drink water, water is everything. It's like food. Everything that they need, as long as they have water, because it is tough. You can proceed there, something, yes? And so, I like being practical, and I want to do things that I also teach my clergy to also do things that they can have an income, So we do projects. So when I was in Nyeri, I had chicken and I had cows. In the new diocese, I am extending the same. So I have dairy cows for milk, and I have chicken. So we don't buy meat, for chicken, and we don't buy eggs. We get from our own. We don't also buy milk. We get from our own. And this one minimizes the cost. And when they give birth up, when they give birth, I mean the cows, we share the cows with the clergy. So we are able to give the clergy one cow at a time so that they can also go and take care of it and have their own milk. Thank you, Sandy. So this is our purpose there, to have the Diocese Spiritual Center. When it is complete, it will have the bishop, the clergy, all Orthodox faithful from within and without the diocese, guests who come and friends of our diocese like you, and then it will serve as a spiritual center where people will come for guidance, confessions, encouragement, and prayers, and it will also be a center for all communications and meetings. That is the purpose of the Diocese Spiritual Center. Other projects are here. So, when I went there as the new bishop, now this is 1 year. So I found this church that has been there for the last 25 years. And it was almost falling apart. So we renovated it and completed it, and that is the new church. This is very practical. This is the Church of Virgin Mary, which we also renovated, and it is most beautiful, as you can see. Father Luke Peronis, this is where Geoffrey Koech got married, your classmate. This church here, and we were able to build it, and now that is the new one that it is there. It's almost the same one. You can see that history. Now, we are at Bogaraton. This is the work of Father Mark Leonis. Yes, St. Mark. Yes, St. Mark. So this is the work of, St. Mark, Bogaraton, through Father Mark Leonis, through OCMC. This is the beauty of missions.
So Grace, you mean that St. Spiridon can build a church in your diocese?
St. Spiridon can build a church in my diocese, please. Before I get out of this place tonight, let's talk about it. Now, so this is what is happening. This is what is happening. So, the patriarch came, he laid the foundation stone. Father Martin Ritzy was there, and he loved it, and he said, I think I know a priest who can help to build this church. When I go back, I will communicate to you. Then he connected us with Father Mark, and this is the outcome. Now, this is going to be the cathedral of the Diocese of Eldoret. Yeah? So sometimes when we are not able to build a permanent, so we can move from this one to a temporary one, but a better one than the first one. This one was actually falling apart, so we did renovations and we have the beautiful church on the other side. Yeah, we are now ongoing constructing this church, and actually the person who is building this church now is Father Costa Pavlakos from St. Catherine's, Virginia, Washington. And he's doing this, he's building it in honor of his dad. He said that he's retiring now and he wants to do something in Africa. So he said, let me build a church, and that is what is happening. Yeah? That is the same thing that is going on, St. Porphyrios. We have another one going on over here. This is now for the academy, because this is the kitchen that they are using, and that is the school. So we are building a nice, dining for the kids that they can have their lunch. A beautiful church over there. This is all within 1 year. This is a new mission that is very far of St. Thecla, and we have Father Michael there doing great work. And so we are really happy about this mission there. And we now have the Church of St. David. All right? This St. Marina, we have a clinic over here. We still also have to renovate that. This is my dream plan for children's home. There are so many children who don't have a home. There are so many children who don't get education, many children who don't get treatment. And so I'm thinking that if we have a home for them, and then this will be, everything for them. They will get education, they will get medication, they will get, a place to stay, they will get food and everything. And this is a dream for the future. When everything else is done, this one, I think, will be something that now I will, be able to focus on. But it is going to be good. So we have scholarships and feeding programs to over 100 children now, and they're increasing every day. And you will see them over here. Those are some of the students that we are educating them. These are the schools that we are sponsoring. You can see how there are many in a classroom. Yeah. Now, what do I want to say? These girls over here are doing their high school exam right now. They are graduating from high school over there. And then number 2 photo is she's beginning school. Now, that one, the last one is from Turkana. One priest brought her, she's called Lillian, and said, this girl is an orphan. Can you please sponsor her? And now she's going to finish high school next year. And she's very brilliant. One of the schools here preparing for their exams. Another school. We have few schools that we are sponsoring. Feeding program. We feed children every lunch. Some children go to school without food. They may not have had any dinner, and they go to school in the morning. They will never hear anything in class because they are empty. So we decided that we need to provide a meal for them, simple meal. And that is only $50 every day for over 150 children. For that simple meal that you see over there. It doesn't matter. As long as there is water and that simple meal. And that one, that child, when that child eats that meal for lunch, they can still stay that way until the following day. So some kids come to school because there is lunch. But in the process, they don't only get lunch, they also receive education. And in the end, they will move from primary school and go to high school and go to universities only because they came first for the meal. But in the end, they become professors and doctors. So it cuts both ways. Another school over here. This is the school that they named after me. We began with 14 children. It's another sponsored school. And then right now we have 670 students in that school. And we do liturgy every Thursday in that school. This is Bishop Macarius Secondary School, which was built by Bishop Macarius. This is St. Nicholas Academy. I built this school when I was at Holy Cross. Through friends, I began these things very early, and so they were helping, when I was at school here, and we built St. Nicholas Academy, and now we have 160 kids in that school. Ordinations going on over there in the new diocese. Another ordination, and this is Turkana. And somebody actually sent me a message from United States and asking me, why are you ordaining people in a place where there is no church that is consecrated? You should ordain, those people are very, very conservative, very strict. So you should ordain somebody inside the altar that has been consecrated. And I told him, if you know what missions is all about, you will not be asking that question. As long as the bishop is there, the church is there. And And where 2 or 3 are gathered in the name of Christ, He is present there. What else do you need? And for the Turkana people to witness this, and for them to believe, you have to do it in the place where they are. So we have the first deacon in Turkana during this 1 year, and Father Martin and Dan were there. It was wonderful, Dan. You liked it, right? Yes.
104 degrees.
So we have Deacon Gabriel. This is baptism. We go to the river and we do that. Father Vladimir, the first priest in Turkana. Those are beautiful Turkana catechism classes, as we had shared before. And we are doing this because we want them, to grow in the faith and then go and teach the people. I have actually 14 seminarians now at the seminary school in Nairobi who will come back and be ordained. This is the catechism in Turkana. And this catechism in Turkana is really helping us Sunday explain. It is something that OCMC thought about it, and it is really helping us to spread the gospel in the communities. Sunday school is here, promoting Sunday school programs. We are also having youth seminars over here. This is one of the things that is very important for missionaries, motorcycles. One time, you can see the priest is very excited. That's what I do for us. One time, Father Eleutherius, one of the priests, came late, and I was going to be at his church. I know that does not happen here in America. The priest has to be there to receive the bishop. But I was there earlier to receive the priest. And when I told him, he said, Your Grace, I'm on the way, but you came today very early. I will be there. So he came. And when Father Eleftherios arrived, he was on his motorcycle, his presbytera, and his 3 children. All of them together on a motorcycle, like, Father, this is dangerous. And he said, Your Grace, I have the whole church here. I have the chanters, I have the organ of faith, I have everything. And life will continue. So that motorcycle is very important for mission, and it is not only for the priest, it is also for the community. When somebody is sick, they will use it to take that person to the hospital. So it is helping the community, not only the priest. It's wonderful. We are blessing that one over there. And this is Mother's Union. We bring all the women together. That is them. It's also for the youth seminar conference. And then that is the summary of everything that we have. And I love that icon whereby we are sowing the seed. Yes. Sunday should be coming up. Sunday, that one is some music, and I want people to dance. That is Turkana. That is Turkana. If you come to Turkana, to dance for joyful love. I just want to conclude by saying we are here this night to share the love of Christ, to show you what the Lord is doing. Your support for OCMC is not in vain. We are able to save lives. We are able to provide water. We are able to build churches. We are able to provide education. Catechism classes are very important. So continue supporting OCMC. OCMC will stop when you stop. So do not stop. God bless you.